Good morning. It's Tuesday, July 8th. And now that my computer has been up and running for a day or so, I get the opportunity to talk about the BBB. That's the big bad bill from Donald Trump. And it contains roughly $4.5 trillion in tax cuts. That's to the Associated Press. And on the top, these benefits, the wealthiest families will enjoy an average of $12,000 in tax savings, while the poorest people will pay an additional $1,600 a year on average in tax payment. Does it make any sense to you? And those tax increases are due mainly to the reductions in Medicaid and in food aid. So the analysis of the House version of the bill is according to the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office. And while temporarily adding new tax deductions on tips, which is totally fucking ridiculous, overtime and auto loans, the bill also adds a $6,000 deduction for older adults making less than $75,000 a year. Almost all the adults that I know that are older are probably making less than $75,000 a year. Older adults didn't have the opportunities to make tons of money. And so this is ridiculous. And the child tax credit is being bumped from $2,000 to $2,200. Big deal. Another 10%. Peanut. And millions of low-income families will still be unable to get the full credit. So does that make any sense to you? Caps for state and federal and local tax deductions, known as SALT, will quadruple to $40,000 for 5 years, offering some benefits to residents of higher tax states like California and New York. And businesses will get a break because they will immediately be able to write off 100% of the cost of equipment and research. And some experts say this will boost economic growth. Yes, and make sure that every business will know how to take advantage of that 100% benefits. It's ridiculous. This bill is catering to the wrong percentage of the population. And then they will have $350 billion being allocated for border and national security, which includes spending on the U.S.-Mexico border and 100 migrant detention beds. We're going crazy on deportation. ICE will receive funding to offer $10,000 signing bonuses to new employees with the aim of adding 10,000 officers and agents to ICE. Do we really need to have that many people protecting us? In total, the Department of Defense will receive roughly $1 billion in new funding for border security. We're not having that big problem on the border. We're just pissing money away. Another $25 billion is being set aside for the U.S. to develop its own Israel type of Iron Dome missile defense system called the Golden Dome. Do we need a dome system? Maybe. big, but is it a primary issue? And clean energy got the shit kicked out of it. Republicans are cutting back on Medicaid and food assistance programs for those below the poverty line. Many adults receiving Medicaid and food stamps, including those up to the age of 65, those people will now have to fulfill an 80-hour-a-month work requirement. I'm not necessarily against having people up to the age of 65 working to get some of these additional benefits, but that's going to put a lot of pressure on a lot of people. And how are we going to ensure that those are healthy people, healthy enough to work? I will admit that many people will take advantage of this situation by not work, but putting the pressure on them is the wrong way to go, I believe. And Medicaid patients will also have a new $35 co-payment to contend. About 71 million Americans use Medicaid, and 40 million benefit from the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Plan, or SNAP as it's commonly called. And those issue food stamps. And I don't know what's going to happen to that. And there's an estimate that 11.8 million Americans will become uninsured by 2034. And 3 million more will not qualify for SNAP due to the change. And that's only a part of what's in this bill. So the elderly and the poor are getting screwed by this bill. By those who have plenty of money are getting a benefit. Is that what this country is about? When we still have 50 million people living at the poverty level? Did we do anything for those people? No. So this bill is a disgrace. Just as the rest of President Trump's reign is a disgrace. So try to think about these things and figure out what we're going to do for the next 3.5 years with this nut in the White House. Take care. Have a great day if you can. Bye.